Alright, after my video on doing like a sample beginning reading, you know what I'm saying? Um the whole purpose of that video, I don't remember if I said it, was that I wanted people to understand that they could just do this shit themselves, you know. You don't have to necessarily wait for a motherfucker to come around and give you a reading. This is a science that you can pick up yourself. It is good to still seek from others because all they're really doing is still getting the information from your own spirit. It's still your information, they're just giving it back to you. They're not special. But sometimes it's just to understand that these people ain't all super duper mystical and powerful. It's like you have the potential to be just as great as them. You may be afraid to do this yourself. You know what I'm saying? But you don't have to. So that was that. Another science or another way that you can use these to empower yourself is let me tell you how to do it first, and then I'll show you the book, a good book to use. But you wanna work with a particular card or particular cards based on what type of energy you need. You know what I'm saying? So for example, let's say you feel like you're about to embark on a journey, and that journey is gonna, you feel like you need to learn something. You're trying to look at flipping houses like a journey, right? A journey you're gonna go on, and you need to learn how to flip houses. You need to study under somebody. You gotta get the experience with it, and then eventually you'll be doing it. You know what I'm saying? All right, you might work with a card like this. Page. Okay, hold on. The Page of Wands. You know what I'm saying? So starting off with the fact that it's wands, fire, relating to your willpower. You know what I'm saying? Relating and on your journey to being a real estate agent, you might come with a lot of ups and downs. You might make it to being an agent and you might not make no money for the first couple of years. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna need that willpower. So that's the first reason why I might, start with something like this. And then I understand the page, the symbolism of the page, and what they usually represent. This could also be in some decks, it might be a prince. In some decks, it might be a princess. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the knights or the princes, depending on what type of deck it is. So you can use the energy of this, let's say, in the princess or the prince type of way. You know what I'm saying? Just because it's a man on here don't mean you have to necessarily 100% go by the gender. You know what I'm saying? The page is somebody who's preparing to be a knight, or preparing to be a king, or preparing to be the emperor one day. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's levels. You go from being the page to the knight to the king to the emperor. I feel like that's how the levels go. So if the emperor or let's start off with let's say the emperor is being a real estate agent and you own your own flipping houses or whatever. That's what it was. It wasn't real estate agent. Flipping houses, and you own just complexes and stuff all around America. You're just the emperor. And then being the king could be you own apartments, you own buildings and houses and stuff in multiple different states and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And being the knight could just be now you're starting to get your footing and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And you facing all different types of battles. You might be, okay, now I'm on my third house, I'm making a little money and stuff. Now you might be driving in a nice little car and stuff, going on nicer vacations, all of that. And now, but you facing a lot more battles. Now you on vacation and somebody just told you that they sink and they roof just collapsed from the snow or something. So you might be a knight when you in that stage. And in order for you to get to that stage, because you want to be you starting off the beginning where you got to go learn how to even get to that stage, you might want to work with the energy of this card. You know what I'm saying? That's what the pages is for. And then because you're going to need that willpower, and you might even need multiple pages. because you might need to get your emotion. You might be learning how to get your emotions right. So that might be how you work with this card. You know what I'm saying? You might be learning, like you might be saying, as a nigga, I feel like every nigga needs to take the time to study and get in tune with emotional intelligence, right? So as you are doing that, you might work with, all right, I'm back. I had to go get a card that I'm working with right now to kind of show you, you know, real practice. So this is the strength card, you know what I'm saying? And I just gave you one example of like the fire and the symbolism of the page and stuff like that. This is a whole other example, you know what I'm saying? So aside from just working with the symbolism of this, you know, strength, stay strong, you know what I'm saying? Persevere, you got this, you could do this. You know, I'm not even going off necessarily the exact description of this symbolism. I'm more so going off what strength is, period. Because, you know, sometimes I look at the image and interpret something for myself. You know what I'm saying? Which I suggest you do too. Then I go by the book, because I'm the book first. So I go by what I interpret for myself, what I hear internally. And then I go by the book. So I see this black woman right here keeping this scary ass fucking lion under check. That's showing me she's strong as hell. You know what I'm saying? I see this above her head. I think of infinite possibilities. I see her standing on this, like, she got everything. It's like, this is like chaos underneath this puddle that's moving. Look like someone skipped a rock on it. You know what I'm saying? And she still just got the lion calm. I see the orange, the sacral chakra in the background. You know what I'm saying? I feel the energy of that as well. That's also something. This little Helios around her. The energy of Leo in the lion, and the inner will again, the fire. You know, you might want to mix it up and work with both of these at the same time. And what do you mean by working with these? You might just carry it around, just keep it in your wallet. Me personally right now, this is on my nightstand. I got this selenite, and this isn't a crystal video, but you can look up what this is. You can even see how this shit is glowing on camera. I got this selenite, which is like good for, you know, protecting you from negative vibes, basically. Just look at it like keeping negative vibes away. This is all about understanding, so we don't even got to get too scientific. It's just how you understand how this shit fucking works. We don't got to give you a list of terms and shit. You buy this to help you protect you from negative vibes. So if this is my force field for negative vibes, this is to empower me. So I just leave this on top of this. This doesn't do anything particular. I leave it on top of there, and I usually have this on top of it too. You know, my orange calcite. And working with the same energy of the, like, this is something that you would carry around and be good to have during Leo season. You know, as well as this is also something good to work with the sacral chakra. And because these all correlate, I keep them here, you know what I'm saying? And in my mind, it's like charging up. It's charging up with the energy of the card, which is similar to the energy of the stone already. This is just in my mind. And then I walk with this all day, and it has like the energy of what's going on right here. And because I just keep this on the nightstand, I've forgotten about it. But I see it every day. I walk past this when I'm going to bed, even if it's dark and nothing. Subconsciously, I know it's there, and I know it says strength. And everything that it symbolizes, I didn't touch on what the rose symbolizes, but everything that it symbolizes, I'm intaking that energy. You know what I'm saying? I'm constantly putting that in my subconscious mind, and I'm utilizing the energy from that. And that's kind of how, you know, I would break that down right there. And then to take it another step, you can get a book like this. One of the things I'll be doing is just going in the store. I got this book in fucking Marshalls. You know what I'm saying? I just be going in the store, before I be having in my mind like, okay, I'm looking right now. I'm still looking for it. I'm looking for a book that has herbs and their connection to planets and stuff. And then I'll be like, I'm looking for a book with the tarot cards and their connection to planets and stuff. And then I go out into the world. I forgot that I set that intention in my mind. And then when I'm in Marshall's, you find something like this. So this just says Magical Tarot. It is by Robin Valentine. You know what I'm saying? And in this book, it'll show you the card, the energy behind it, the sign. It even breaks down the symbolism for you. Now, it's based on the Rider Waite deck, I believe. I think that's what it's called. Rider Waite, whatever name. But it even has a page where it breaks down the symbolism, and then it kind of gives you an idea of how you would use it the way that I was describing. But the best way to use it is the way that you make up in your mind. You use this as a reference to start to break down the power of the card, the symbolism. Look at it like the power. And if you ever see Yu-Gi-Oh, this should help you. And if you've never seen it, go look at it. Think about these cards like they got that same power like the Yu-Gi-Oh cards be having in the show. And you carrying it around is gonna help you take on some of that energy. You know what I'm saying? So again, using it in another example. And people, this is another thing. There's so much that you could be doing with these, you know what I'm saying, that you really need to ask yourself why you're only limiting yourself to using it for like relationship shit. You know what I'm saying? Why is it just twin flames and soulmates and shit? There's so much you could be doing with this, you know what I'm saying, to empower yourself. And ironically, when you focus on that more is when you manifest that soulmate or twin flame or whoever you're looking at. And it's better to do it that way because you reach them at a place of power. You know what I'm saying? You reach them when you're not really in lack. You guys just meet at a place of power, I don't know why I just brought that up. Something just told me to say that. Because every single time I stumble upon somebody doing something with these, and I'm a student, you know what I'm saying? I'm a student first. I'm trying to learn. I'm thinking like, oh, they about to teach me a new trick. And it's just, your twin flame is on the way. And the Wheel of Fortune says, you might be fortunate enough to connect with him on Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it just be shit like that. And I'm like, damn, nigga, is this? And I'll be like, okay, that's just one person. And then I'm like, damn, this is like for everybody. I'm like, that's it? That's like, niggas don't want to use this for nothing else? That's it? That's all this is? Just relationship shit? But it's like, nah, maybe that's just me wanting to get to the deeper science of it. So any situation you could think of, any situation that you could think of, anything that you're trying to overcome, anything that you might need help with, you can use these cards and work with the energy. You know what I'm saying? And it's really just as simple as I laid out. So just think about your situation. Think about what you're trying to do. Don't be afraid to mix in more than one card. Don't be afraid to add the crystals that correlate with the card. Don't be afraid to add other things that correlate with the energy of the card. Like if you're working with cups and stuff, and you're dealing with your emotions, you might also do stuff that deal with water and stuff like that too. If you're working with a swords card and you're trying to focus on your thinking and you're trying to master your thinking, you're trying to master your mind, you're trying to get your logic and reasoning in check, you might be working with that air energy. You might be carrying a feather around or something like that. Whatever it might be, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it might be. Whatever works for you. You might not be used to hearing that, but you better get used to that shit, nigga. Because it's whatever works for you. It's like, yeah, you could book me for a reading and stuff, and I could do that for you, and I would love to. You know what I'm saying? And not even just for the monetary reasons. It's more so like, this is like my favorite thing to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm really recording this at like 2 something in the morning, and I'm tired. But the fact that like I'm in front of the camera and shit, It's like I'm jumping back up again. I got new energy. It's like I could talk about this shit right here all day. Like I'm damn near ready to make up another scenario of how you could be mixing this together. Because I love talking about this. You know what I'm saying? Boom. Wheel of Fortune has popped up. You trying to get your fortune to change? You might want to work with this card. Because you understand, this is one of the simpler ones where you understanding what's going on. Now, one of the science of using these, okay, yeah, you might want to use this card because you already understand it's dealing with shifting realities and shifting where you are now and where you want to be and stuff like that. Because the concept of the Wheel of Fortune is already an easy concept to grasp. So you might want to work with this in conjunction with the Page of Wands, in conjunction with Strength. You know what I'm saying? In conjunction with the Selenite. You know what I'm saying? And then another science with these cards that you can use is storytelling. You know what I'm saying? Because of course this is just telling the Fool's journey. But the Fool is a representation of the soul. So this is just telling your story. And you can use this to write out your story. You know what I'm saying? You can use this to write out your story to help you manifest. You know, going back to that soulmate thing. You make in your mind, you set that intention, just like how I talked about getting the book, right? You set that intention, and then maybe you say the ideal man or woman that you're trying to manifest. So you might want a nigga who's in control of his emotions, you know what I'm saying? Or you might want a nigga that's grounded. So if you want the nigga who's in control of his emotions, and you're like, I'm ready for a motherfucker to come take care of me. You know what I'm saying? I need a king in my life. I'm ready to be a queen. Tired of being a page. I done learned all my fucking lessons. Tired of being the princess and the page and the knight. I done learned all my lessons. I need a king. I need a queen in my life. You can work with the energy of that card. Because these cards are descriptions and archetypes of certain people. So I'm trying to find it, but there's so many damn cards in here. You could be working with like the King of Cups or something. Or the Queen of Cups, trying to manifest that archetype of that person in your life. And while you're doing that, you could be writing it out. You could be thinking about that type of person in your mind. And then, okay, I found one, Queen of Wands. You know, you might want like an Aries or something in your life. That might be what you're trying to manifest. And part of that personality might be related to the energy of this card. You know what I'm saying? And you work with that card as well as all the other things you're working with your journaling, with your imagination, with your, you know, preparing for that person to come into your life, you know, doing your shadow work, healing, all of that stuff. That's an important part of it too. But you could use this you could use the science of this in conjunction with the rest of that just to make the energy more powerful. Then you might add in the crystals and all of that. Then you might see the King of Pentacles just popped up. You know, you can use this. You're trying to manifest a nigga who got big pockets. You know, I ain't one of them moral niggas. You know, I ain't, not to say I do talk about things that are heavy that a lot more people I feel like my age should talk about. So yeah, you know, I do want people to be peaceful. I do want people to be happy. But when I'm saying I ain't the moral nigga, I ain't the nigga who's here to tell you like you need to be getting married and not having sex and shit. You know, I'm gonna tell you like, you know, use this and manifest someone to pay, who's gonna come into your life and pay your bills and shit for you. You know what I'm saying? As a woman, think of yourself highly. Think of yourself as a princess. Think of yourself as somebody feeding you grapes and you getting foot rubs and shit. I'm the nigga to tell you that I ain't into all the, I want you to make up your own fairy tale. I ain't into all the fake fairy tales. I want you to make up your own fairy tale. Use this and get you somebody with some money. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of shit I'm gonna tell you. Fucking around with me, you know. Of course, you know, on a more serious note, I'm just trying to say I'm not here to judge. I'm not here to like pretend like that might not be what you're interested in and telling you that you have to do it one way or the other, you know, because you could still have a divine partnership, But the person that you manifesting in divine partnership is somebody who's taking care of you, somebody with money. Why not? If you gotta be in the hologram, you don't want to be one of the people with money. Why not? You know what I'm saying? That's just an example of just trying to aim for your highest reality. It don't even have to be materialistic or something. It's just being taken care of. It's just if you want that type of lifestyle. Some people don't. Some people might want something else. They might want the nigga who's more emotional or something. They might want that Cancer motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? They might use the King of Cups, like I was saying. So just apply this logic to whatever situation you got going on. You can get this book. You can get other books like it. You can just Google. If you have cards already, you can just Google the certain energy of the cards, certain sign. So like, let me give you an example from the book. This particular book only uses the major arcana. So it's only like the Emperor, the Empress, and stuff like that. But then, like this other book I have right here called Tarot by Tina Gon. It doesn't give you the energies and stuff, but it kind of gives you a pretty good idea of like it gives you the interpretation, the reflection, and the action. You know what I'm saying? So this kind of gives you a good idea of the energy of the card, I would say, like more so if you were doing it in a reading, but it gives you the energy of the card in your mind and how you might use it in a spread. So you might get the Page of Wands and then like another card and kind of mix it together. You know what I'm saying? Those two energies. That's what I'm trying to say. So this really helps you with the description of the card. And as well, I can't, some of the other books is not in reach, but I've listed them before. The ones that like I have a couple ones that help you use these to tell like the story of the prince and the knights and the emperor and stuff. And you can also use that. Once you understand that story, you could use that to help you write out your story. You know what I'm saying? But using this as an example, like the Wheel of Fortune, I was talking about that earlier. And here it says the zodiac, Sagittarius and Pisces. Rules, Jupiter. Element, fire. You know what I'm saying? Color, violet. Is it a yes or no question? Yes. Upright, call of destiny, cycles of changes, clinical process, fate, gambling, good fortune. Shit, you might be getting ready to hit the Nino. Ooh, see, this is what I'm talking about. I can't be giving away all the sauce because this is shit that I tell my clients personally. You know what I'm saying? I try to give people custom recipes of spiritual tools. I don't try. I give people custom recipes of tools that they could use to help whatever the fuck they got going on right now. So I'm not the nigga who's just like, hit me up about your soulmate. You might be going to the casino and you need excuse me. You might be going to the casino and you need a little boost. You might grab the Wheel of Fortune. You might grab like a couple crystals that relate to manifesting wealth, like this tiger's eye right here. You might put them together. You might have this big ass selenite in your pocket, ward off bad vibes. And you might go in there and shoot your shot and see what happens. And you might put yourself in a force field or a bubble where you magnetizing more money when you at the slot machine or something. You know what I'm saying? It's just how you start mixing it all together, But yeah, this is an example of how this book will kind of help, like, breaking it down, kind of gives you ideas. You can get any other book like this. This particular book also tells you the moon cycle. That helps with whatever card that you're trying to work with. But me personally, I would say that try to just go off your own spirit. Try to just do that. You don't want to be limited to having to wait for like a waxing moon to do something. So that's why it's just good to just go whenever you get like prompted to go and do it. You know what I'm saying? So Justice, Libra, whatever. All right, so that's basically it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. This is something that you can do, working with the energy of the card. I hope my breakdowns made sense. I hope it inspires you to go out there and do something to help you magnetize and create something into your reality. Right now, like I said, I'm already working with the Strength card. And even just recording this right now, I'm thinking about another card to mix in, give me some more strength. You know, about to go through my deck right now. Ooh, shit, might work with the moon. You know what I'm saying? Right now, I'm doing some heavy reprogramming my subconscious mind, and that's what the moon card relates to. So I might do something where I work with the moon, and then I do something with water or something like that and mix it together. You know what I'm saying? That's just an option right there. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe. Book me for a reading. Hit me up for a consultation. You know what I'm saying? Don't be afraid to use this science for yourself. You don't always need a reader. You know what I'm saying? But don't be afraid to get a reader. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't necessarily have to be from me. It's just wherever your spirit leads you. You know. Hope you enjoyed this video. I might have said that already, but peace.